Today's topic of discussion is polarography. It is one of the most versatile and analytical technique, and almost every element in one form or other can be detected and estimated by polarographic methods. It was first of all discovered by Professor Jaroslav Hirovsky at the Charles University Prague, and it's a very versatile technique which is used for the qualitative as well as the quantitative analysis, but the substance in question should be capable of undergoing the cathodic reduction or anodic oxidation. So it consists of, as you can see in the diagram, it consists of a dropping mercury electrode which is used as the cathode. So here the mercury drops are, you can see. So this dropping mercury electrode, it is used as a cathode, and anode will be the large pool of mercury which you can see in the conical flask. So you will be finally measuring the current against the applied potential. So you will get a graph of current versus applied potential, that is the current voltage curve, which is known as the polarogram. This polarogram will give you both the qualitative and quantitative information about the composition of the solution subjected to electrolysis. So let us see about the principle of polarography. It is a particular case of general electroanalytical technique which is also known as the voltammetry, that involves the study of current voltage relationship in electrolysis. So you can see in the diagram the electrolysis is carried out using one electrode of comparatively large surface area. You can see the anode, which is non-polarizable electrode, and other electrode it is having a very small surface area to ensure polarization. So it is known as the polarizable electrode, that is the mercury drops which are falling. So when the microelectrode is used, that is the dropping mercury electrode technique is used, that is known as the polarography. So it is having certain advantages and disadvantages. Advantages being the surface is very smooth, reproducible, and electrode is continuously renewed, so that eliminates the passivity and the effects due to poisoning. And the very high over voltage of hydrogen on mercury, it allows the reduction of species which otherwise is difficult to be reduced at the other electrode. And the diffusion current, it attains the steady value after each change of the applied voltage, and since the area of electrode is very small, the actual current that is passing will also be small. Therefore the concentration change will be negligible, and since the electrode is continuously renewed, so there will be series of reducible species which can be estimated in one solution. Disadvantages means since mercury is used, it is poisonous, surface area is never constant, and charge in drop size due to change in the drop size due to change in the surface tension, that is the applied voltage, and it is having some limited applications in analysis of more positive potential range. So these are certain advantages and disadvantages. Now let us talk about the apparatus. As you can see, so as we discussed earlier that the mercury drops, they are falling here, and the metal ion solution which you have taken, these metal ions they will get reduced, and they will react with this mercury, giving you metal amalgam. Now this metal amalgam which is formed, it is dilute enough that it can be removed from the surface. Now if you are keeping the height of the mercury reservoir same, then a new drop having the same size and shape will be falling as the previous one, so it will fall in succession. Now the metal ions which are in the vicinity of this cathode, it will migrate due to the attraction, and they will undergo reduction here. This is another setup of manual laboratory polarograph. Here you can see this is the pool of mercury which is falling. This is dropping mercury electrode. This is the sample of the solution which you have taken, and this is the node, and you are taking the agar plug here. That is to neutralize the effect of potential gradient. Generally a large excess of salt which is not reduced at the applied potential will be added. That is known as the supporting electrolyte. Now it is supposed that the ions of indifferent electrolyte, it moves to the cathode due to the potential gradient, and they will accumulate there until their interaction produce a potential equal in magnitude but opposite in sign to the applied potential. The metal ion under these conditions, they will move to the cathode under the influence of concentration gradient alone. Further, since the reducible ions, they migrate to the cathode under the concentration gradient alone, it follows that the experimental solution, it must not be stirred. And now you will be applying the potential to such a system. Slowly it will increase, and it can be seen that when the applied potential is less than the reduction potential, no current flows. But as the cathode potential is made more negative, it reaches the value which is sufficient to reduce these metal ions. So reduction of these metal ions, they will begin, and current also begins to rise. And this will continue till all the ions they diffuse to the cathode and they are reduced. So under these conditions, the effective concentration of metal ions at the cathode surface, it is 0, and the rate of diffusion is maximum. So if the potential is still increased, there is no effect on the current. That is known as the limiting current or the diffusion current. So this I will be explaining with the polarograph. So this is the polarograph that is showing you the graph of current against the potential relationship. So it is having three portions. One is the portion AB, second is BC, and then is the at C what is happening. So in the region A, the potential is insufficient to reduce the metal ions in the solution, and you can see a flat curve here. Although small current is flowing, but that is what is called as the residual current. Now near B, you can see the reduction of metal ions begins, and the current, it begins to rise sharply with the increasing applied potential. At C, the limiting current is reached, and further increase in the potential will have no effect on the current. The height of the current curve is called the wave height, which gives you the diffusion current, that is IT. The potential at which the current I is equal to half of ID, that is known as the half wave potential. Now let us talk about the Ilkovic equation, in which the diffusion current, that is equal to 607 and D half, M 2 by 3 and T 1 by 6C, where ID is the diffusion current, N is the number of electrons which are involved in the reduction process at the cathode, D is the diffusion coefficient of the metal ions, M is the rate of flow of mercury from the capillary, and T is the drop time in seconds, and C is the concentration of metal ions, that is the reducible ions. The Ilkovic equation actually does not contain any term for the effect of temperature, but since every other factors except N is temperature dependent, so it has to vary with the temperature. So the constant 607 is used for a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius, and it is a combination of constants including Faraday. So it follows that Ilkovic equation that with all factors other than concentration remaining constant, the diffusion current will be directly proportional to the concentration of the metal ions. That is why it is used for the quantitative analysis. So at constant value of d, t, n and m, the Ilkovic equation will just get reduced to ID is equal to Kc. And later on, certain modifications were done by scientists like Lingane and Loveridge. They also derived an equation on the basis of spherical diffusion of the ionic species, and they modified this equation as ID is equal to 607 n d half m 1 by 3 t 1 by 6 1 plus 39 d half minus half m minus 1 by 2 and t 1 by 6. So they made a correction to tell the value of residual current at any particular potential of the dropping electrode. So if you see the graph, so this is the graph when only the sporting electrolyte was taken alone. So it is showing variation. So you can see that it is a very important tool both in analytical work and in research work, because it is very convenient method for measuring the electrode potential and for the study of various electrode reactions in cation anion analysis, in the study of complex formation, stability constant of a complex. Then it is used in the study of catalytic phenomena. Polarographic method has been used in the analysis of alloys, in the determination of standard potentials and pH value, in the estimation of oxygen gas and water gases in body fluids, and also used in volumetric analysis. Such titrations are called amperometric titrations, so in which the diffusion current of one or both of the reagents they are followed. So it's a very important technique.